This is Seoul, world-class hospitals, and maternity wards that kept getting quieter. By 2023, South Korea had the lowest fertility rate of any country on Earth, 0.72. For every 2 adults, less than 1 child. 6,000 kilometers away in Chad, the average woman will have nearly 6 children, the highest rate in the world. Same planet, 2 opposite futures. And in 2025, the country everyone said was dying did something nobody expected. That twist is coming, but first, you need to see the line. 2.1. The number of children per woman a country needs to replace itself, 2 for the parents, plus a fraction for the children who don't make it. Above the line, a nation grows. Below it, it shrinks, every time. And it's slow. A country can keep growing for decades after it falls below the line. In 1950, the average woman on Earth had about 5 children. Today, it's 2.2. And 71% of humanity now lives below the line. This is the map of that divide. Let's take the journey. Africa is the only continent still well above the line, 4 births per woman, though even here the direction is down. In 1950, it was 6.5. The world's highest rates all cluster here: Chad, Somalia, the DR Congo, each nearly 6. On the mainland, only Tunisia has already slipped below the line. Everywhere else is still above it. Today, more than 1 baby in 3 on Earth is born in Africa. By the end of the century, it will be nearly 1 in 2. The world's next generation is being born here. Now we cross the Indian Ocean to Asia. More than half of humanity lives here, and the whole continent has been below the line since 2019. In China, the average woman now has just 1 child. Run that forward, and each generation is half the size of the last. The country that once ordered families to stop at 1 child now can't convince them to have 2. And here's the fact that surprises almost everyone. India, the largest nation in history, is already below the line too. Both Asian giants are shrinking in slow motion. The deep end is East Asia, where the territory of Macau sits at 0.69, the lowest anywhere on Earth, and Hong Kong is barely higher. Which brings us back to South Korea, and the twist I promised. In 2025, South Korea's fertility rate rose for the 2nd year running to 0.80. Births jumped almost 7%, the fastest rise in 18 years. A generation born in the 90s is finally having children. But hold the celebration. Korea still buried far more people than it welcomed. The rebound is real. The decline isn't over. Now we head west, all the way across Eurasia, to Europe. And here, not a single country sits above the line. 1.4 children per woman, well below the 2.1 a country needs just to replace itself. Europe has been under that line since 1975, 50 years of every generation smaller than the last. For decades, immigration and longer lives hid the math. Since 2021, even that isn't enough. Europe's population is falling. The future arrived here first. Now we cross the Atlantic to the Americas. Northern America was actually the first region ever to cross, back in 1972. The US sits at 1.6 today. The bigger shock is further south. Latin America crossed in 2014, one of the fastest fertility declines ever recorded. Brazil, once famous for big families, now matches the United States. Only a small band of Central America still holds above the line, which leaves one region balancing exactly on the line: Oceania. 2.1, projected to cross in 2028. When it does, Africa stands alone. Step back and the whole century plays out on one map. One by one, every region slips below, until around mid-century, the world itself is projected to follow. For 200 years, every fear about the future was too many people. The real story of this century Maybe the opposite. Fewer workers, older nations, power drifting toward the places still growing. Not an explosion, a slow, silent turning of the tide. So, where does your country sit? Above the line or below? Tell me in the comments. The full map is linked below. This is Wiser World. See you on the next map.